Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Tiki Talk. Colleen O'Neill.
Jen Scheffer.
And today, Jen and I have decided to talk about after you've made that decision to divorce.
Yep.
Thought about what your needs are.
Who you're going to tell, who you're going to talk to.
Who you're going to tell, who you're going to talk to. But what do you personally need to do to kind of get ready once you've made that decision?
Right. So we all know your life is going to change. It's going to change in 10, 12, 15 ways that you think about and a whole bunch that you don't. So first, let's talk about the time that you're going to have on your hands, right? Maybe your kids it's going to take you a few months. Let's figure it's going to take you a few months to get the process done, right? So whatever age your children are, just figure they're going to be 6 months older. Where are they going to be? Are they now in a school? Were you a stay-at-home parent?
Right.
So if your kids are now in school part-time, you have a couple of hours that you've got available to you. So now is the time to start thinking about what it is you want to do. You're not really doing something that's different, except you're going to work on you. Maybe you have a passion. Maybe all of a sudden you wanted to learn how to arrange flowers. Well, now you can go work part-time in a florist. And won't that be fun?
Right.
And instead of wallowing in your self-doubt and pity and woe is me, you're now going to have beautiful things around you all the time, and you're going to love going to work. So you're now shifting your mind, you're giving yourself purpose, and you're getting some money. So let's not forget your financial situation just got cut in half, and you need to figure out a way to survive that. So what better than now, while you have the time, to explore what it is you really love.
Absolutely. And during COVID, and I think now that obviously even when COVID quote unquote is done, whatever that looks
Never
like.
going to be.
But the reality is there's a lot of online stuff that people have been doing.
Yep.
Women and men and young adults have been making like crazy businesses online.
And a lot of it benefits the world or
giving
society.
A percentage back. Giving some money back.
Such a nice bonus.
I mean, Tiki Talk became part of out of COVID.
And look what we're giving back. I mean, really.
It's great information. But the point is, if you have decided to divorce, now's the time to start thinking about what are your next steps, especially financially.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know, Jen, you had spoken to when we were talking earlier, start consigning some clothing that the kids are outgrowing that you don't need.
Goodwill was mad at me. They were so mad at me. I mean, probably I have nobody that they care about, but I looked at the stuff that my kids had, and I gave them the best that I possibly could. And out of it, some of it was still had tags on it because either I loved it so much and they hated it, but didn't have the heart to tell me, or it just
someone gave
they
it
outgrew
to you.
It too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Or they changed their styles. I mean, my son one day was all into button-up shirts and everything had to be a Ralph Lauren something or other, and then he only wore sweatpants. So, you just can't guess, but those clothes are worth money, and we consign our own clothes. Why don't we consign kids' clothes? Shoes. I mean, how many of us bought the designer shoes for our kids, whether they were custom Nikes that you got as a birthday gift? Well, they were worn twice because the kid didn't want to get them all messed up. But now you've got $150 pair of sneakers that you don't necessarily want to give to Goodwill if you can get $25 for them somewhere.
So
it's better than nothing.
Right. Consigning's a great option. Bartering some services. So maybe you do
That's
something.
Great.
You do something for your hairdresser and she does your hair for nothing. So there's ways to kind of start.
It's like a carpool, but you get paid.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Right? Everybody needs help shuttling something here, there, everywhere. I'm going to go to the store and to groceries. Oh, while you're there, can you pick up? Well, sure, I can pick up, but I want to be my own Instacart.
Right.
Why can't I be my own Instacart for people that I know, people that feel safe with me, people that trust me? Or I'll babysit your kid. There's no reason to pay a nanny. I mean, I'm home with mine and they go to preschool together. Let me do the pickup and you do what you have to do and I'll take the money.
Right.
I'd rather do that with a friend of mine than a stranger in all reality. I mean, I know that person's going to have my best interest, my kid's best interest. I mean, for a while, there were these moms that would shuttle kids around because parents didn't have time to take them to all of their after school activities. So these moms got together and they created this company, and I forget the name of it. It wasn't far from here. And they used to run carpool services for other moms. And it was like an Uber for kids, but kids
Safe Uber.
Right. all the car seats were there. My child needs a rear facing, my child needs a front facing. Okay, great, we've got that. So, I mean, there are some really creative things that you can do to make sure that you are rebuilding yourself emotionally, financially, mentally, and it gives you purpose. And when you're going through a crisis, what better thing to have than purpose?
Yeah, and I think sometimes you have too much time on your hands. So even if you don't need the money, there's still ways to even volunteer. But having too much time when you're deciding to go through a divorce is not a good idea.
No, you wallow in your own sadness. You can't get out of the shower or your bed.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people who would go to bed in their fanciest clothes with the most expensive shoes they had and just sleep. And I didn't understand that, but everybody copes differently.
They do. So what we're trying to do is encourage you
Not to be that person in bed.
not to be that person, but to also be financially smart and start thinking financially smart, because your lifestyle will change. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it's going to look different than it does. And to start thinking of ways where you can still find purpose, where you can still find money,
Yeah, be a solution, not the problem.
right? And where you can still move your life forward in a way that has meaning and value for you and your family. I think we got it, Jen.
I think so.
All right, everybody.
See you next time.
Okay, take care.